June 2013. It's the FIFA Confederations Cup in Brazil, and the country is in upheaval. More than 1 million people have taken to the streets in an unprecedented wave of protests. The first the country has seen in 20 years. A hike in public transport prices sparked the uproar, but the steep bill for new stadiums is what stoked the fire.
We're fed up with corruption. It's responsible for the poor healthcare system that kills people waiting in lines at the hospitals, and it deprives children of proper schools. We want to see these corrupt men jailed and judged for the misery they've created over the past decades.
The government has since promised to spend more money on social services. Over the past months, protesters have dwindled to mere thousands, but urban violence continues after sundown as radical splinter groups face off with police. Some threaten to be back in full force next June, when the entire world will be watching Brazil.
I want the World Cup to take place here. You know why? So that the entire world can see the truth about Brazil, so that you get to know the real marvelous city. It's not what it looks like from the outside. You'll see the real truth about Rio.
Brazil's presidential campaign will be in full swing during the World Cup next year, with a new head of state and Congress members set to be elected in October. This means every slip will count against the current government, headed by Dilma Rousseff. But whether there really will be a repeat of the June uprisings next year is hard to predict.
I think it's very unlikely for the World Cup. The majority of Brazilians will want to attend. There probably will be protests, perhaps up to 50,000 people or so. There were sweeping protests in South Africa, but that didn't stop the World Cup from being a success there.
Earlier in November, the Soccer X Global Convention for Football and Business, set to be held in Rio, was cancelled for fear of riots. But the organizers of the World Cup are confident they can keep the peace.
If you want to protest for issues that you believe in, then do it. It's true that the country is growing and needs to reduce its social inequalities. But do not forget that we are also organizing a very important event for our country, so treat the visitors well.
The football fans don't seem particularly daunted by the social climate. 6 months before the kickoff, tickets for the championship are selling like candy.